all right. You know things are wild when Marjorie Taylor Greene goes on The View and actually starts making sense, at least for a minute. Because while we're sitting in the middle of the longest government shutdown in U.S. history, she went on daytime TV and said something every working American already knows deep down. Congress ain't working, but they still getting paid. Roll the clip.
The worst thing that I just can't get over is we're not working right now. And I put that criticism directly on the Speaker of the House. And we should be at work. All the people sitting in this audience, they go to work every day. People at home watching this show, they go to work every day. Ladies, you go to work every day. The people on your set, and it is an embarrassment to me that we're not in session.
When Marjorie Taylor Greene, one of the loudest, most controversial people in politics, starts calling out her own side for not working, you know something is broke deep in DC. Let's be real. Government workers, TSA agents, military families, they all still showing up even without paychecks. But members of Congress, they've been on vacation, full salary, talking about principles while people can't even afford groceries. So, credit where it's due. She said the quiet part out loud. We should be at work. But the crazy part is, that's not even controversial. That's basic. You get paid to serve, not to sit.
I'm not taking a paycheck.
Good for you.
Exactly.
I'm not taking a paycheck.
Exactly.
Good for you.
Exactly. I think you're one of the only ones.
Well, like the air
I don't know the
controllers.
list. I think that should be a public list.
Yeah.
I think that's fair because our paychecks are taxpayer funded.
Correct.
However, I voted to fund the federal government on September 18th. I want all federal employees to be paid. I want all the programs to be funded. And I think that is our job, all of us together, Republicans and Democrats in the House and the Senate. And I'll look, I'm with women, so I feel very comfortable saying this. I'm really tired of the pissing contest in Washington, D.C. between the men.
She said she's not taking a paycheck during the shutdown. Okay, respect. If that's true, good for her. Let's not act like that's the norm. Most of Congress still collecting their checks, even while they stall votes, block funding, and pretend these negotiations take 6 weeks of taxpayer paid downtime. While you got airport workers at food banks, government clerks getting eviction notices, veterans whose SNAP cards just stopped working. That's the real America right now. And you mean to tell me that those same folks who caused it get to chill, debate, cash out every 2 weeks? Nah, that's not representation. That's robbery in slow motion.
What are you hearing from your constituents on this issue, and how do you see this shutdown ending?
My phone in my office, my district office in Washington, is ringing off the hook every single day. People are beyond outraged and they're terrified, but this has been going on for a long time.
And of course, people are terrified. The people feel abandoned, man. And that's not just Democrats or Republicans anymore. It's about regular folks realizing nobody's fighting for them. The same people screaming America first ain't putting America first. They fighting over talking points while grocery prices skyrocket. Insurance premiums are now going to double and folks can't get no straight answers about when the government's going to open back up. That's why her saying Congress failed both parties actually hit. Because she's right. They all failed the people.
I voted to fund the federal government on September 18th. I want all federal employees to be paid. I want all the programs to be funded. And I think that is our job, all of us together, Republicans and Democrats in the House and the Senate.
That right there should be the baseline, no matter what side you're on. People who keep this country running deserve to be paid. Now, the Democrats are in a bad position, so I can understand by giving up their side of this, you're losing your leverage. That leverage could cost everybody in the future, especially healthcare. But you can debate policy all you want, but when the shutdown starts to affect families and they're starving, it's not really politics anymore. It's starting to turn into cruelty. And the wild part, even someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene had to go on TV and say it, because her own speaker, Mike Johnson, has been hiding behind this procedure instead of his leadership. Now, let's not get it twisted. I ain't suddenly co-signing everything Marjorie stands for. She's still got a history of some wild mess. But in this moment, she pulled the mask off of DC and said what we all have been feeling. The people in charge have stopped working for us. They argue, they stall, they posture, and still get paid while the rest of the country suffers.
So both sides have had their lies, but here's where I'm at. All of this two-party fighting, you guys, you are all victims of the political industrial complex. And it's built on fundraising and fighting and toxic just garbage. And that exists all over social media, but that's not going to solve our problems in this country.
Now, that's the truth nobody wants to hear. The political system ain't built to solve problems anymore. It's built to profit off of problems. They raise money off of chaos. They build brands off division. They keep us arguing about parties so we never notice they are cashing the same checks from the same donors. She called it the political industrial complex. I call it the hustle because that's what it really is. A business model that runs on outrage. And as long as they keep people mad at each other, nobody ever looks up and says, oh, wait, y'all the ones still getting paid. So yeah, when Marjorie Taylor Greene sits on The View and says, we ain't working, and it's embarrassing, that tells you everything and where we are as a country. The shutdown ain't just about budgets, it's about values. Because if you're still taking paychecks while the people who serve the country can't, you ain't serving nobody but yourself. If it takes somebody like her to say it out loud, that means the rest of DC got way too comfortable to be quiet. Hey, it's your boy. And this ain't left or right. It's right or wrong. Drop that strong arm emoji in the comments if you're tired of watching politicians get paid to do absolutely nothing while the rest of the country holds it together. This is Hood Politics. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe and come back for more. We out.